live to the iCar Pro Series Season number 2 race in Daytona. And we're live from the World Center of Racing tonight. Sorry, a little bit late. We having issues, of course. iRacing, as you probably know, if you have any idea what's going on with iRacing, had a massive update tonight, or today. Some people it's taking well over a few hours. Luckily for me, it took a half hour, so I was all good. But other people, it took a while, so the race was delayed a little bit. But we're live, 2 minutes to go here in the warm-up session. It's the 6th race of season number 2 for the iCar Pro Series, and we're here in Daytona. It's Daytona week all around the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League for the 2nd time this season, but of course it's special this time. The other time, obviously, is more special. It's Speed Weeks than the Daytona 500, but this is the regular season finale week for both Cup and Xfinity. Of course, iCar doesn't have playoffs, and it's just normal race for them. And that's with tonight, Tuesday night iCar kickstarting a jam-packed week of iCar tonight, Xfinity tomorrow, Cup on Thursday, and lobbies on Friday, and we'll decide the Cup and Xfinity playoffs, and just going to be so much going on this week. After an off week, we are packing ready for a lot happening this week all around the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League, and we're happy to have you with us. Starting off tonight, 50 laps iCar, qualifying coming up in about a minute. Lobbies on Friday, and we'll decide the Cup and Xfinity playoff. All right, so of course this is the iCar Pro Series live from the World Center of Racing, the Daytona International Speedway. Obviously, so many iRacing updates, so let me give you a rundown of actually what some of the stuff that's updated. Of course, you got updated Daytona, actually, which is perfect for this week. It was literally updated today, so this is not brand new, obviously, the racetrack, but brand new look. I don't know. Matthew is not on front straightaway. We're going to try to take a look at somebody that's going down the backstretch. So they actually removed the backstretch grass to make it like it is in real life now, so down to the Le Mans chicane. The races. There's no more back straightaway grass. Obviously, that was an iRacing until today. They also completely revamped the UI. Obviously, you don't ever see that. There's the back straightaway. It definitely looks really weird. It's so weird looking at it. No more grass here in iRacing. It's strange. I really wish they'd get rid of the grass in real life. That really, I don't know. I know that they did it so to avoid huge flips happening or whatever, but it's so nice to, be there. But fortunately, it's not there, but we'll live. All right, that's it. Warm-up session is over. Qualifying coming up in Daytona from the World Center of Racing. Time to qualify for the iCar Pro Series Season number 2 race in Daytona from the brand new looking Daytona International Speedway. Of course, new cars added. We also have some new car track combos, brand new added today that are going to be in lobbies this week, and a brand new racetrack. You just have to wait and see what it is. That'll be a whole lobby schedule will be announced tomorrow on the Cup Series Discord server, like it usually is. All right, here we go. Cars on the racetrack, ready to kickstart Daytona week. One lap qualifying. This will be also one lap qualifying for both Cup and Xfinity as well, because Super Speedways changed rule after Atlanta. It's just one lap. All right, here we go. Cars heading onto the track. There's the 9 of Benton. New pink paint scheme. Kind of a month early. Usually you would run the pink paint schemes in October. We're going to actually might have that kind of stuff in Talladega, which is perfect because they just usually do run those things at Talladega, which is, of course, in the playoffs for our Cup Series and also in October. Here comes Richard Cherry. Of course, last week in iCar was Charlotte. Matthew White got the win there. Had a huge wreck in the opening lap. I was actually in that race, as you might know. That didn't go so well. Then, of course, before we weren't live for Kansas, but Cameron Chandler ended up holding on for the victory there. Matthew White is your current points leader, though. He's got multiple wins this season in iCar. Current leads over Cameron Chandler. And here's Chandler heading through 1 and 2. And then number 8 machine, Monster Energy, his iconic colors. All right, one lap of quali. Here we go. Down the back straightaway goes Pfeiffer in the 48. And turns 3 and 4 will go. now down the front straightaway for him. He's going to come across the line, and Wilson currently top of the board. Benton second, Converse third. Matthew White goes fastest now. Pfeiffer is only fifth. Now last, the cars that have gone. Here's Trenton Wilkin making his way through 1 and 2. One of his select starts for ETR. ETR technically does have an iCar team, just very small. It doesn't run a whole lot of races. So another issue here is some people that are trying to, like, you know, some iCar regulars that are trying to race tonight. Unfortunately, they can't because, I mean, I saw one of our iCar drivers is currently White top of the board there. His hole's currently in 12th. 74 Benel will go 5th. Fortunately, I did see one of our drivers actually. This was a bad situation. Mine only took a half hour, but for some reason his was over a day to update. So obviously Chandler now goes 3rd. Obviously, that's not going to work out for him. Here comes Max DiFilippi. A couple of cars left to go. DiFilippi is one of them, and Payson Lindsay as well. But currently on provisional pole is Matthew White. Across the line goes DiFilippi in 12th. He is only 13th. All right, so we're just about ready to go racing in Daytona tonight. Qualifying probably should just end. I usually don't ever do this, but if you actually want to take a look at the UI, I still got to fit it to my screen. Here it is, the brand new iRacing UI. I know it's weird to actually see this. I do actually really like this. I don't know. It's a whole new modern look. I know I've gotten it's mixed reviews I've heard. I do really enjoy this new UI. I don't know. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I've been on iRacing like all day, so I usually don't do that, but we had a lot of work to get done tonight. So I've gotten used to this new UI, and pretty nice looking. Just a whole better look, I would say. Yeah, just it's one and only time you're gonna just see me pull this up to actually take a look at. It's a broadcast. You also can see, I can use my mouse. Upgraded grass over here, I think. I don't think that's his Geico restart zone anymore. I don't think, obviously back here, you can see grass removed. And yeah, just, it looks a little bit different all around as well. All right, but here we go in Daytona for the iCar Pro Series, season number 2 race from the World Center of Racing. 50 laps on the board tonight. Let's go in Daytona. Last time iCar was in Daytona was actually a combination race of the ARCA iRacing FedEx Series. This is just a standalone race for iCar. Here we go. It's time to kickstart Daytona week, the second Daytona week and the regular season finale week around the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. All right. So cars just about to roll off the grid tonight here in Daytona. So side by side, front row, it's going to be Cole Wilson and Matthew White. Let's go through the starting order. So then you got Chandler, Wilkin, Benton, Burnell, Asbel, Converse, Pfeiffer, Cheery rounds out your top 10. You got the rest of your screen, rest of the field on the left side of your screen. So we're back from an off week. iCar didn't have an off week, but the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League did. And here we go, cars rolling onto the grid. Here in Daytona, we're just about ready to go racing. Brand new iRacing update, a lot has changed, but it's still good old Daytona, and we are ready to go for iCar tonight. Matthew White and Cole Wilson in the front row. Number 2 going to be, of course, Chandler Wilson, like I said. So iRacing can get pretty messed up and whatever. Stuff could happen. Somebody roll off? I guess everyone did roll off, I don't know. And whatever, during updates and stuff, so it might be, I don't know, my picture looked a little bit messed up. It did try to, oh, there I go, down the Newback straightaway chicane. Definitely really weird looking. Yeah, so we've tried to update all that. Fix everything, so it's a little bit choppy here and there. I can't really do anything about it. I tried. It's just iRacing. New updates usually causes problems. I've actually, so far, we've been pretty lucky not having a whole lot of major issues. I mean, we've had updates before. Where remember the Xfinity car at Homestead one season? It was lifted off the ground in the front end because of the new update that happened, and just other stuff like that. Luckily, nothing too severe tonight. All right, here we go. Matthew White, Cole Wilson. We got 50 laps to do it. The iCar Pro Series in Daytona. White's had a fantastic year. Multiple wins in the season. Looks like the championship favorite for iCar. As the pace car is in. We are ready to go racing at the brand new Daytona International Speedway. Let's get this thing underway. Green flag. iCar in Daytona is underway. Side by side, Wilson's going to clear down on the inside on Matthew White. Going to go door to door for second. Then you get Chandler Burnell in that third lane as they head down the back straightaway for the opening time in Daytona. Side by side, momentum coming outside for Trenton Wilken. He's got a good push in that Ford Mustang. Getting to the outside of Cole Wilson. Through 3 and 4 they go for the opening time. The World Center Racing Converse on the racetrack already. Take the lead down and then inside lane into the wall goes Converse in the 19 a little bit. Cole Wilson coming down the front straightaway. Usually a season opener in Daytona for iCar was last season. Race number 6 now is Cole Wilson will lead lap 1. White side by side with Wilken for second as they head back into 1 and 2. Momentum coming down the back straightaways, Matthew White. Something he doesn't really like. He's going to drop out of line now. Wilken going to block the outside. He's actually going to get a push to the lead from Burnell in that 74 car. Trenton Wilken out front now as Cherry going to clear in the line. There's Cole Wilson back to 4th. Wilken going to take the lead in Daytona. As they head down the front straightaway, got an outside lane really losing momentum. There's Wilson up top. There's Cherry down low. Chandler trying to maybe squeeze it middle 3. Down the front stretch they go. Lap 3 wide, through the front straightaway and back to the 1 and 2. The top 2 actually to pull away. Wilson going to block down low. He's clear. 28. That is, I believe Johnson on the outside. Everyone trying to find a place in line. Still Cameron Chandler stuck 3 wide in the middle. He's actually clear of Benton and Piper at 48. And Max Felipe up to the outside. 3 wide for the back to almost make contact here. Everybody trying to get through has now got a big run. Cole Wilson to the outside of Trenton Wilken to the 60. He's going to block. Wilson's going to go low and try to retake the lead in the 2. Side by side, back down the front stretch. And Chandler going to go 3 wide outside. What a move by the 8. Max Felipe. Oh, Cole Wilson goes sideways. And, oh, Wilken can't save him. He's around with Asbel. Caution is out. Fix the thing where it says yellow flag is out. Hopefully you can actually fix that. I don't know why that's there. But caution flag is out. Lap 4 in Daytona. They almost had it saved. Unfortunately, it just falls apart at the end. Let's take a look at what happens. You gotta fix the replay thing. This is so new for everyone. watch the 60. Oh yeah, it was just Cole Wilson got loose, and then they made contact. Everyone banging off each other. They're almost 5 wide in the apron. And then finally, they come together with Trent and Wilkin, and Wilkin got a little bit hit by the 48 of Piper. And of course, Connor Aswell just nowhere to go there. That's unfortunate for the 72. It's right along with him through this accident. With Aswell. So yeah, Wilson, of course, just got loose into the wall and finally hooks him a little bit. Can't stay off of him. Gets him into the wall. Bringing out the caution flag for the first time tonight. Let's see if they pit as well. I don't think they were good on fuel. Not 100% sure on that. I'm still just pressing buttons from old iRacing UI, so it's definitely very weird. There's that one. Just bear with us. Yeah. Oh yeah, Burnell actually was the guy that gave him the shove. Yeah, shoved Cole Wilson, got it completely sideways. And then there they go in the wall behind him. I forget the piece of it. Just unfortunate for both Trent Wilkin and Connor Aswell, the big losers in that one. All right. Caution's out. Wilkins got pretty significant damage. Chandler now has your lead over DeFelipe, Wilson, Burnell, and Cheery. Lap 5 in Daytona. Actually, Cole Wilson does have a pretty decent amount of damage on the back end of that thing. Gonna have to be careful with that. All right. So we're early days in Daytona. We'll see if anyone comes to pit for fuel. That could be a topic here. Think about. Cheery, maybe they are pitting. There goes Wilson, DeFelipe, Cheery, Burnell, and a lot of other cars behind him. And the only cars staying out are Chandler and Converse. That's interesting. Here we go on pit road. We'll see if Cole Wilson elects to repair his damage. He does have decent damage on that 2 car. So Burnell is the backup with 74. They all come in for fuel. I think it's fuel only for Max DeFelipe. A lot of others probably fuel only. There's Matthew White, only fuel. There's goes CJ Erdman as well in the 94. And cars rolling off back here. Connor Aswell, and of course, with pretty decent damage. Trent Wilkin, I believe, is out of the race. Fortunate for the driver at the 60. All right. So we're going to come to 1 to go to the restart. This time by working the first caution flag on it. Of course, it took a little bit longer than the bring up the first yellow. Of course, that massive crash in Charlotte last week. Luckily, we didn't have that early on, and it was only a 2-car incident on lap 4. Still early on here in Daytona, the iCar Pro Series live from the World Center of Racing. Got a lot of racing happening this week, especially from the World Center of Racing. Gonna get very, very busy here in Daytona. Final race of the regular season for both Cup and Xfinity will, of course, decide the playoff grid there. I mean, there's been so much talk about this whole playoffs that no one has really even thought about the playoff opener. For everything, which is in Las Vegas next week. iCar is in Phoenix. So we're going to choose a West Coast swing for a bit. But obviously, got a lot to get to before that. And a lot of super speedway racing here at the World Center of Racing in Daytona. Of course, the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series regular finale coming up tomorrow night here. All right, so it's going to be Chandler and Converse for the front row. Number 2 going to be DeFelipe and Johnson. straightaway. Try to catch up. There's Erdman, Greg Holes as well, catching up in the back, and Connor Espel will be here shortly. All right. Chandler going to take the bus stop. Here we go. Going to restart on lap 8 in Daytona. Cameron Chandler, Keaton Converse on the front row. Of course, Cameron Chandler, your defending iCar Pro Series champion. Hasn't been I mean, it's been a good start to the season. A lot of top 5 finishes, a lot of good finishes all around for him in the 8. But it really hasn't been the dominance we saw last season for Cameron. Matthew White's been the one taking over that role. As of late in the Cup Series as well, he has been so good in these last month or so. Just locked up the regular season championship for the Cup Series last week in Kansas. Here we go. Ready for the restart. Back into the United Rentals restart zone then go. And we're back underway in Daytona. Great restart for Cameron Chandler. He is gone. There's Keaton Converse. Oh, outside really checks up. Everybody trying to get going here, but not really too good of a restart for the high lane. Through 1 and 2 they go. Chandler at the bottom getting pushed maybe by Max DiFilippi. Bryce Benson, the 9, lined up on the inside. They're 3 wide behind him. Early wreck, maybe gonna scare some people. We'll have to wait and see. Down the backstretch, C. German now leads the middle line. They're 3 wide again. Cherry gets shoved all the way back outside the top 10. Connor Aswell around Matthew White. Back there, there's the 2 giving the 18 a big shove. White goes outside of Asbell in the 72. Converse shuts the block. We head back down the front straightaway, single file, top 6 or 7 cars. Then Ramon going down low. As they head back into 1 and 2 here in Daytona. Cars working all over the place. There's Erdman down the backstretch. We have outside Brandon Pfeiffer. There's this 94 getting a good shove. Of course, C. German just drove himself into the playoff picture 2 weeks ago in the Xfinity Series, so he's got 1 race to go to hold on to that. Make the Xfinity Series playoffs. Coming to lap 10 in Daytona. Chandler going to block outside now from the 94 of Erdman. Big block. Erdman almost testing it to his bumper. As he'll move inside. Oh, 3 wide middle. Maybe no one going to go with him. He's actually going to help from the 15, and that's going to be bad news for Cameron Chandler. He'll try to find a place in the line. Can't do it. He'll probably fall back now. Matthew White going outside. That's going to get a little bit dicey here. 3 wide into 1 and 2, and down the back straightaway. Got a group back there that fell off. There's Pfeiffer going to the middle. He's going to drop it ahead of Cameron Chandler. Can't do it. Has to check up a little bit. Chandler almost on the wall. So is Matthew White and Cole Wilson. Pfeiffer going to drop on back here. There is the 72 of Connor Aswell almost below the WL line. Can't do that. Making contact there is Chandler and the 19 of Converse. Really getting dicey all around. All started with Cameron Chandler getting split through the middle or the outside. And Max DiFilippi currently is your leader with Bryce Benson on his bumper. But here comes Richard Cherry down the 29 to the outside lane. Greatest shove to Cherry from Chandler as they head down the back straightaway. He's got momentum. He's coming outside of DiFilippi. Benson trying to give that 12 a shove, but it's good momentum. High lane. Richard Cherry trying to take the lead. Same thing with Cameron Chandler. Chandler, will he drop low? They all stay outside for now. Now oh my God. There goes Cole Wilson to the bottom. Lap 12 underway in Daytona. Big shove now. Cameron Chandler high with Matthew White. Connor Aswell, of course, involved in that lap 4 incident, already inside the top 10. The top 5. Oh, someone's blowing up! I think it's Connor Aswell. No, it's Matthew White. As we have a big wreck on the back straightaway. Caution is out. Connor Aswell, I was just saying, commentator's curse, and Matthew White has just blown up. probably from pushing and not getting any clean air on his nose. That is unfortunate. We've seen this before, and it causes an accident like it usually does. Matthew White, front of the field, blows up, and smoke is bellowing out the 18. He is probably done for the day. Wow. And Matthew White going to come to pit road. Obviously just blew up and then caused the accident behind him. Unfortunately, Connor Asbell, man, what a terrible luck it's been. He just got himself inside the top 5 already after being involved in that accident earlier. And then this happens. Let's take a look. So, Matthew White, of course, just pushing on Cameron Chandler. I mean, you don't think much of it until then it goes. Oh, and Asbell gets hooked by Piper and just takes a hard shot down the back straightaway. And I think he might have suspension damage. That's going to be very unfortunate for the 72 of Connor Asbell. He's taking their better angle through all of this. He gets the Chandler's bumper, and there goes the motor. And there goes Asbell getting hooked. Ooh, big shot to the wall, gets hooked on that 15. And yeah, that wheel's not tracking the right direction, I saw. For Connor Asbell. Hopefully he can get his damage repaired. And he is, unfortunately, I believe, out of the race. Same thing with Matthew White. Wow, big incident here. Matthew White blows up, collects Connor Asbell, destroys his 72 car, and White and Asbell are both going to be out of this race. 2 contenders. And that is great news for Cameron Chandler for the points, with Matthew White DNFing. If he can keep it up here, clean to the end. Definitely not what Matthew White wanted to see, though. So we'll see if anyone comes to the top off here. I think you can make to the end if you pit here. Should be able to. So Chandler gonna pit? Yep. All right, here we go. Only one car staying out. That's Hogan. Another one staying out. That's the 15. Holes, I think. All right, here we go. Down the pit road they go. Most of your leaders, a couple stay out. So this should take you to the end on fuel. Probably gonna be fuel only if I had to imagine. For these drivers, Chandler just trying to roll off first, but it's going to be Cole Wilson off pit road first. Second going to be Cameron Chandler. Third, Benson. Fourth, DeFilippi. And fifth, Brandon Piper. So currently we're the second caution of the night in Daytona. So it's been a pretty interesting one so far. Of course, Connor Asbell involved in both crashes. Now, going to need a DNF. Matthew White, of course, blowing up. So unfortunate for him. We're going to try to get rid of the weird caution thing. I don't know why that's there. I don't like that at all, obviously. I don't need that. What they would call it. That's our issue here. Alright. I guess I'll show you later. Of course, only now 13 cars left running in this one. Of course, it was kind of a smaller field, especially for Daytona, due to the iRacing update. People not be able to do that, of course. The person taking it a whole day to update. I don't think it's going to be like that. Alright, so we're going to come to choose this time by. We'll see where everybody picks. Hogan probably just goes low, outside for holes, inside, outside, 2 inside, 1 outside, 1 inside. Cars kind of maybe top off Cherry, one of them. All right, here we go from Daytona again. Let's get this thing back underway. Been a pretty fun one so far. Of course, 2 cautions coming out. taking out pretty decently big contenders out of this event already. We restart with Hogan and Holes in the front row. Going to be 35 laps to go as well when we get back underway. So probably start, that's still a while, obviously, only 15 laps in. Probably it's time to start maybe just running some good laps here, clean laps, get a decently long run in, hopefully. That would be nice. Cameron Chandler did win this race a season ago during the iCar and ARCA FedEx combination race. Of course, this is just a standalone iCar race this year. There's running under the green flag pretty soon. All right. Here we go in Daytona. Hogan, Holes, front row for the restart. Two drivers staying out. Don't have any experience on, of course, the front row, but we're back underway in Daytona. Now the front straightaway they go, heading back in a 1 and 2. Side by side for the lead between these two. Of course, they stayed out. Are they going to be getting on fuel to begin? That's going to be the question. Ooh, inside not really going so well with the 88. As they head down this back straightaway. Big shove. Greg Hull is looking to take the lead. Cameron Chandler getting on his bumper outside, or inside I should say, really not forming up well at all. Outside with huge momentum. You get about 5 or so cars clear. There's CJ running the outside lead in the 9-4. There was the 29 of Cherry as well as Cole Wilson will fall back to the this. And the trial will they go yet again. Side for a second. What are we going to make? Be blocked by Greg Holtz all the way to the wall. Into the wall goes the 8 car. Hit it a little bit. Now it's getting stuck in the middle is Brandon Piper. Oh, they make contact. There they go. Crash happening. Hard hit. The 48's involved. The 15 crashes. Another car with big damage. Man, that's Keaton Converse. And there goes CJ Erdman as well. Take a look at what happened this time. My goodness, Greg Holtz just a bad block and then created all that. He is destroyed. And third caution already here in Daytona. Let's take a look. So, of course, I don't really know what this kind of block was. I don't know where Greg is going. He just blocked Chandler all the way basically to the wall. And then... oh, it's just Piper getting into Urban that turned the 15 was a completely separate incident. And they collect together 4 cars involved. Keaton Converse nowhere to go through the middle of all of it. Let's take a look riding along with the 19 of Converse. There they go. Yeah, nowhere to go, right in his path. Man, not great luck for Keaton. Let's ride along with the Goodyear blimp, and we'll take a look what ultimately happened to bring out this caution flag tonight for the 3rd time. It's been a pretty intense race, to say the least, so far. 3rd caution flag of the day coming out tonight in Daytona. Let's look from the blimp. Obviously, Pfeiffer, that's his teammate, CJ Erdman, just... one comes down, one comes up, just training action. Maxie Felipe almost got involved there as you saw the 19 of Converse take a pretty decent shot. Caution's out again in Daytona, and a lot of cars have damage, of course. Gonna take probably even more of them out of the race. There's Piper. He actually still rolling. Same thing with Erdman, but Piper's pretty destroyed. Erdman doesn't have as bad as damage. Here we go. Cars are gonna pit. Kind of surprised by this. Everyone coming out pit road. maybe to make sure they have enough for any overtimes. Obviously, overtime could be pretty likely after what we've seen tonight. Yeah. I believe Keaton Condor's unfortunately going to retire from this race. That's pretty heavy damage he's sustained. Off pit road first, going to be, I think, Chandler over, that was Wilson, I think, and then you got battle between Cheery and Johnson. All right, working the caution in Daytona. We'll be right back from the World Center of Racing. Choose cone and restart coming up. Here we go. Time for the choose here at Daytona. Let's see where, obviously Chandler, I'm assuming is just going to go low. Is it fake? No, he's going to go outside. Okay, that's shocking. Wow. Wasn't expecting that from Cameron Chandler. Definitely something new. All right, so we'll restart. 30 laps to go. So, obviously, been a pretty slow-paced race with all the caution flags we've had so far tonight. 3 of them. 3 pretty significant crashes as well. Okay. So we're just about ready to get underway here in Daytona. Once again at the World Center of Racing. I don't know why it looks a little bit bad on the screen. That's weird. Ready to get underway here once again for the World Center of Racing. I apologize, the picture quality looks a little bit weird, but that's what we're going to have for tonight. So there's only 10 cars remaining here on the lead lap. It's such a race of attrition so far when we're only 20 laps in. Here we go, 30 laps to go in Daytona. Still a ways to go. We're back underway. Restart from the outside from Cameron Chandler, of course, trying something new from the looks of it. Works out pretty good in his favor. Here, going to get through his bumper. Same thing with Cole Wilson. Actually pull inside. Now going to stay on the bumper of the 29 cars. They hit the 1 and 2. Now outside goes Cole Wilson in the 2. Side by side with Cherry, getting a big run down this back straightaway. Chandler going to shot a block outside. Oh, now Chandler almost gets contact from 2. Heading back to the green 4. Bryce Benson 3rd in line down on the inside. Now inside goes that 29 of Cherry, side by side with Chandler down this front stretch. Chandler, of course, needs a good day, but he's also got to be careful because he doesn't want to ruin that opportunity to capitalize on points with Matthew White. That was close between him and Cole Wilson. Wilson for the 2 now going to drop outside. Max DiFilippi up there as well. Ooh, big shove, DiFilippi on the bumper of the 2. If you're going to go low to the inside and trying to take the lead, there's the 12 of DiFilippi. He will clear the 2 of Cole Wilson. Of course, Max DiFilippi is so good at Daytona. Nearly won the last Lobbies race we had here with the 2008 trucks. Of course, that was at 2008 Daytona, but similar concept. They'll almost get split there, but have to drop low with Cole Wilson covering the momentum with Hogan to the outside lane. Good shot. He retakes the lead here in Daytona. Starting outside front row of Matthew White, of course, who blew up early in this race. Here's DiFilippi, the 12. Wilson gonna block. Surprised they're still taking this one really aggressively as there goes DiFilippi all of the back up with that 2 car. Max DiFilippi going to be running every single race this week, iCar, Xfinity, and the Cup Series on Thursday. Probably Lobbies as well. Got a busy week ahead of him, and it all starts tonight. Pushing the 2 of Wilson, of course, can't do that too much. Like Matthew White, you don't want to overheat and blow your engine right in the front of the field. That's definitely not going to be good for you or anybody else. Cherry outside now with the 8 of Chandler. DiFilippi gonna block high. Oh, he might get split. Yes, he does. Through the middle goes the 12 of DiFilippi. My God. DiFilippi. To the inside goes Chandler. Gonna retake the lead there on the 29 of Cherry. Side draft down the front straightaway. Oh, big shove. My goodness. Cole Wilson, the back bumper of the 8 of Chandler. Coming halfway this time by lap 25 in Daytona. Heading back down the front straightaway through the tri-oval and back into the entry of turn 1. What a track this is. The world center of racing, the Daytona International Speedway. So many things around the NASCAR Racing FedEx League happen here, and of course this is the regular season championship week for Cup and Xfinity, and of course iCar tonight, just a normal Daytona race. Chandler going to drop outside with Cherry in the 29, and Wilson really backing up the low side. Back into turns 3 and 4 they go. Remind the bumper of his teammate, DiFilippi. Max DiFilippi's had a fantastic day, 3 wide behind him. Making contact back here. Up front, there's Cole Wilson to the outside of Cameron Chandler. He's going to try to drop low, now he drops high. Where is he going to go? Side by side, we're taking the lead. There goes Hogan up high to help. Same thing with Benson. Chandler getting just left out to dry. The only one helping him is Richard Cherry. Cherry going to have big momentum to his bumper. Ooh, we're starting to get dicey again up front. I mean, obviously they haven't learned their lesson. To the inside goes Hogan, trying to take the lead. Of course, anybody can win here in Daytona. And 3 wide outside. There goes Max DiFilippi. Help from his teammate, Zane Romano, who's in the wall a little bit. Almost contact, 3 wide middle for Cole Wilson. Goers all night long already, and Max DiFilippi is really, really slow and sideways with his teammate on his bumper. He'll drop back of the line and leave actually Zane Romano out to dry. There's now the 8. Cameron Chandler going outside with Cherry. There's the 2. That's Cole Wilson. He's outside again. Side by side now, there's the 94 Vermin coming outside of Bryce Benson for second place. Bryce has been quiet tonight, but he currently runs in P2. Donovan Hogan trying to Holds on to the lead, but he's got a big shove. There's CJ Erdman in the outside lane. Trying to take it away from Hogan. These two in the front row looking for their first ever iCar win. Oh, Erdman getting left at the dry almost from the aid of Chandler. He'll drop inside on the low side, leading that line. Now you got Chandler getting pushed from Cherry to the high side. There is Brunel in the 74 as well. Oh, Erdman is loose! Coming back up in front of the field, he'll save it. I think they all keep going. Somehow we don't crash. We stay green. My goodness, that was nearly a big incident. Single final now for a lot of the field. Erdman gonna fall back and try to regain the draft though. Head back into 1 and 2, single file for the most. Sometimes see this, especially with the Zarka car. Will they stay single file for a little bit? No, doesn't look like it. There goes Cole Wilson outside with DeFilippi in the 12. Oh, he's got a big shove and a big run outside of Cameron Chandler. Goes the 2 Wilson. Cherry really side drafting the 12. Coming to lap 30 this time by Cole Wilson, looking to lead over the line. And he will. We're getting dicey. Saint Roman outside with his teammate in the 12 car. Also, you got the 88 of Hogan. Erdman did not lose the draft. No, did he? Erdman? That is. Oh, Bryce Benton lost the draft. What happened? And there's CJ Erdman as well. They all both lost the draft. Oh, there goes the 12. Around he goes, collecting Cherry. Into the wall. Hard goes the 29. And Cherry in the middle of the track here. Everyone going to be able to avoid him. Max DeFilippi all torn up. Caution's out. About a 20 to go. Let's take a look at what happens. Bringing out what is now the 4th caution of the day. So, oh, he gets turned by his teammate Saint Roman. Almost collects Cameron Chandler. There goes Cherry as well. Into the wall he goes. Let's try along with the 1 Roman to see if maybe the 12 came up or what happens. Let's take a look. He's a little bit loose. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Can't really tell that well what happened there. Well, hard goes Richard Cherry. Let's look at the blimp and we'll focus on Cameron Chandler to see really how he saved that race car. That could have been bad for one of the dominant drivers of the night so far. I now really hate how the drivers aren't sorted in number order for some reason. Hopefully there's a way to change that. So down the back stretch they go. The Chandler to the bumper of Wilson. Outside Roman and DeFilippi. Of course, yeah, just bad shove. Maybe came down, maybe came up. And look at Chandler, he gets hooked. I mean, 1 inch more getting hooked, that thing would have been head on into the wall. And his night would have been over. But somehow he's able to hang on to it, currently runs second. So here we go. Cars are pitting here. Kind of surprised by that. Car going to stay out. That's Erdman. 20 to go in Daytona. Here we go. Cars rolling down pit road. From World Center of Racing. Probably just going to top up. Maybe you're going to get tires. And there's not a whole lot of cars left in the lead lap right now. Of course, Cherry, he has pretty decent damage, I have to imagine. Cars are taking tires, especially Cameron Chandler. I think Benton took fuel only. He's going to roll off first. Second, Wilson, I think he took 2. Chandler takes 4 and probably going to repair some of his damage. As he's going to lose probably a lot of spots on pit road here. And Richard Cherry's on a lap down right now. He's not out of the race. He has did pretty decent damage. CJ Erdman going to stay out here. 19 to go in Daytona coming to the choose. It'll be restarting with 17 to go. So we're starting to get towards the later stages of this event from the World Center of Racing. Of course, how fair CJ Urban been decently aggressive tonight. Gonna stay out, have the lead. We'll see what happens on this restart. All right, here we go, coming to the choose. Will we see the 94 Vermin pick low? Or maybe outside, which worked out for Cameron Chandler last time. He'll go low. Benton gonna go high. Two cars go outside, and that'll give the second road over now in the 74. A lot of cars going high here. Usually not something you see at Daytona. As Payson Lindsay's on the racetrack. I don't know why. He didn't do practice, didn't do qualifying, didn't start the race, and he's 31 laps down. I don't know why he's on the track. Running a weird paint scheme here. Fanta, I don't know, I was about to say Fanta watermelon for some reason. That's obviously a pineapple. And he's drafting with somebody. I don't know why Payson Lindsay's on the track, but okay. Same thing with Greg Coles. He rejoins the racetrack. 13 laps down. All right, here we go. Going to restart. 17 to go in Daytona. Right back. All right, so who's going to take victory in Daytona? We'll find out pretty soon. Going to restart with 17 laps remaining from the World Center of Racing tonight. CJ Urban, Bryce Benton on the front row for the restart. Brunel going to restart and set the top three. Anyone can win this race tonight. That's still in it. 9 cars currently on the lead lap. Pace car is in. And we are back underway in Daytona. 17 remain. Good shove from Brunel in the 74. Back over of CJ Urban as they head back in a 1 and 2. Cameron Chandler on the 8. He had a little bit of damage. Repaired it. In third on the bottom. Bryce Benton trying to get a shove from Cole Wilson down the back straightaway here. He should have good momentum coming. We'll see where it takes the 9. Of course, dominated Richmond this season, looking for his first iCar win of the year, though. Big shove, Wilson to Benton. Got to be careful. He's going to get some air on his nose. See him pulling outside. That's what he's doing. Trying to make sure he doesn't overheat and blow up like Matthew White. Outside lane third. He was leading a couple laps before. There's Cherry. Oh, and Cole Wilson goes below the WL line. Doesn't make the pass, so will not be a penalty, but nearly had an accident there. He goes to the inside here on Bryce Benton. That could have been terrible. What a block for the 9. And what a move for the 2. Neither one of the give. Brunel going to drop out of line. That was Max DeFilippi still running this main pack with no front bumper. That's crazy. I'd say look at Richard Cherry here running all by himself a lap down. Needs a caution. Wilson blocking outside on Benton. He's a little bit loose. There's CJ Urban now running the low line. Who's now Benton going to drop outside of the 2. 15 laps to go in Daytona. Still a ways to go. Anything could happen. Will we see more cautions? I have to imagine so with the way this race has gone. Bryce Benton running a Ferrari sponsored Chevrolet. Leading the pack in Daytona. Momentum coming outside for Hogan. There's Cole Wilson again dropping outside on Wilson. They've been aggressive with each other as of late. Side by side for the lead. Bryce Benton and Cole Wilson side drafting each other down this front straightaway. Almost contact, and now Benson trying to stay in line as Hogan gets to the outside to clear for second. There is William Johnson as well at the high line with St. Ramon. Now Wilson really under some trouble now. We got two cars having runs. Johnson to his bumper. Gets him a pretty decent shove down the back straightaway again. Hogan now leading the low line. Will Johnson elect to go low? Not yet. Hogan's got momentum back inside. He's got a big shove from Bryce Benson. You got to make sure that 9 car doesn't overheat. He'll drip back off now to get some air on his nose. We've seen that be a huge issue in the Xfinity Series. Obviously, also tonight in ARCA. Big shove again for Cole Wilson. He's to the outside with William Johnson. Oh, he almost looked at block low. He can't do it. Inside, once again, momentum for Donovan Hogan. Had a good night for Hogan. Inside and 3 wide through the middle goes the 94 Erdman. Oh, Hogan almost a little bit loose to the outside of Cole Wilson. Getting dicey in the front of the field like it has been all night. Wilson going to get a good run. He'll block down low and retake the lead. Back into 1 and 2 they go, side by side for the lead of this race. How about William Johnson? Haven't really seen him all night long. He's looking to take the lead to the outside lane. A big shove. He's out front. To his bumper goes Erdman. Will he clear low? Oh, Cole Wilson saves it. My God, that thing was sideways. I don't know how he was able to hang on to that thing. That was unbelievable. Now, Payson Lindsay, the lap car, who just joined the racetrack for the first time tonight, is in 3rd in line. This should make things interesting now. Your leader now is William Johnson, coming 11 to go. Cole Wilson, though, what a save. St. Ramon being pushed by Cameron Chandler. Back into 1 and 2. Lindsay, of course, lapped out, blocks the one. Ooh, outside again. Getting dicey. There's Erdman. He's loose. Wilson trying to block outside. And there they go. They're crashing. Hogan involved. Lindsay involved. Multiple cars involved. There's St. Ramon. Cameron Chandler just squeezes his way by. And that was bound to happen. Caution out. 11 to go. Cole Wilson involved in yet another one. Let's take a look at what happens. So, of course, just, I don't know. They start blocking, and then he got turned by Lindsay. Of course, I don't really know why he's up here. 31 laps down. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And they all get turned around behind. Let's ride along with the 99 machine. See really what happens. I don't understand why he's up here. Really not doing a whole lot of favors. Obviously. So, to the Wilson bumper he goes. Yeah, just turns him. What is he doing? There they go. Lindsay, of course, gets involved into the wall hard with St. Ramon. Multiple cars involved here in Daytona. Let's look how this accident started from the blimp. Yeah, Lindsay had a good run down the back straightaway. I mean, you're 31 laps down. Why are you running through a lead lap car like that? And then Cook's Hogan. There's Benton able to make it through on the bottom. I mean, the grass not being there definitely helped a lot of people. You were able to, you didn't crash. down there like you might be with the grass happening. I mean, some credit to Lindsay. He did make up a spot on Trenton Wilkin. I mean, Wilkin, what a bad night. Got taken out early after being fast, and gets passed by a car that wasn't even in the race before. I mean, that's like double. We're gonna see if anyone pits here. I'd have to imagine no. Only 10 to go. Coming to 9 to go this time by late in the race. No, Johnson going to stay out. Only cars that have damage like Wilson, DeFilippi going to pit. Actually, a lot of them do pit, but they were involved in the crash. DeFilippi, I don't know how he's still running with no front end of the race car. Maybe he can get it back here. We'll have to wait and see. You know he's a really good Daytona racer. Definitely excited for the rest of this week. Grayson Lindsay, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know how he got himself into that situation, but okay. But yeah, 9 to go here in Daytona. Caution's out. A couple cars came down pit road to repair some damage, most notably Cole Wilson. He's had damage all night long, it felt like. All right. Working, again, the 5th caution of the night from the World Center of Racing. This one has been intense all day long. We're only going to restart with 7 laps to go, so, I mean, the intensity is probably going to be through the roof, if I had to imagine. It's iCar Pro Series race. Looking around the newly remodeled Daytona International Speedway. There was completely new iRacing update tonight. Changed all of this. Cole Wilson currently sitting in the pits. And there's William Johnson, your current leader. How about Cameron Chandler currently running in 3rd? Could snag another one here tonight. He's still a great points day, even if he finished in top 10 or top 5. It was Matthew White currently out of the race. All right, here we go. Coming to the choose. Assuming inside for Johnson, but we did get surprised before. Yes, inside. Outside goes Benton. Inside. Ooh, almost contact here. Holds up the step on the brakes a little bit. We had a lot of cars rolling off pit road there at the last second. Last second you can possibly do it to repair any damage they might have to be able to repair. All right. Going to be restarting with just 7 laps to go at Daytona. The iCar Pro Series, race 6 of the season in Season 2. Been a pretty chaotic race all around, to be honest. 5 cautions in this one tonight. Hopefully we don't get 5 cautions in the Xfinity race. I mean, last season's Xfinity race, well, not last season. This season's Xfinity race, the season opener, of course, a little bit longer than what we'll have tomorrow night. First half went completely green. So, I think was it with 40 or 35 cars, 41 entered. That's the, of course, the infamous race where we had a ton of DNQs. And that's just, I mean, that's plagues drivers, because, like, drivers that DNQ'd there, their seasons were almost, it felt like derailed, because they just couldn't recover after that. And the points, or just on track in general, that changed the whole complexity of this season. Most notably, one of the most notable drivers DNQing was Rojan Koch, and now that's a playoff chance because of all of that. Of course, the Xfinity Series regular season finale is right here in Daytona tomorrow night, starting live on the channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, here we go. 7 laps to go in Daytona. Let's get this thing back underway to maybe finish it. 7 to go. Johnson, Benton, front row back to green. An inside lane jump for both Johnson and Chandler. Johnson is clear. Chandler's bumper maybe gonna think about blocking outside with Bryce Benson, nothing yet. They head back into 1 and 2. Johnson, pretty inexperienced up in iCar, has never made a NASCAR Racing FedEx League start either. He's really the most unexperienced driver in this field for the most part, as they head down the back straightaway. Good shove from Burnell to Benton on the outside lane. Bryce Benton will take the lead away and clear the 28 of Johnson. Oh, there he goes. Around goes Johnson, around goes Benton. They'll spin in front of the field. Will we see a caution here? So far, nothing yet. No caution. We stay green. That's kind of shocking. 6 to go now. They're banging doors. Big Levy in the middle. He got his front bumper back. He's currently on the lead lap and has a chance here. And so unfortunate though for Johnson. Sorry, he saved it. That was Burnell. I don't know why I said Johnson. Burnell, of course, had that issue. Johnson's still up here, gonna pass Cole Wilson. Chandler now has the lead. Zane Rahman is in second. Just 6 laps to go now. Single file for the most part. Cameron Chandler somehow, someway retaking the lead, coming up 5 laps remaining. I'm honestly shocked we didn't have a caution there. We're in the middle of the track for a minute. Obviously, everyone gets going again. We stay green. Here's Cole Wilson. He's been one of the most aggressive drivers all night long in the outside in that 2 car. Ooh, he's coming outside of Rahman. Donovan Hogan going with him. Chandler gonna block high. And he'll swing inside. What a move for Cole Wilson. Hogan gonna go with him. Same thing with Cherry. Cherry is currently on the lead lap. Got that lap back under the last caution, got 3 pass. And Cole Wilson trying to take the lead. He's got a pretty good lead, but that's not what you want in Daytona. Oh, Hogan and Chandler are both going to have huge runs coming. What can he block? He'll block outside on Chandler. They make contact. Chandler has to lift. And now here comes Donovan Hogan. Down to the inside lane. Zane Rahman in the 1 car. He is there as well, and they get blocked to the wall. Rahman in the Benz. Now Chandler leading the outside lane, and clearing down low is Cole Wilson. The intensity really ramping up here now. 3.5 laps to go in Daytona. Chandler now to the outside lane. What a shove, trying to go back-to-back for Daytona iCar wins. Back into turns 3 and 4 they go, coming to just 3 laps to go this time by. Rahman on the bumper of Chandler again. Greg Cole's currently in that 15 car, currently 13 laps down. He's not involved in the battle to win, just letting you know. Now to the bumper, there is Cole Wilson on Cameron Chandler. These two have been so aggressive with each other. Big block up to the outside. Wilson nearly into the wall. Got a car blowing up on the apron. That is Burnell. Staying out of the way, though. Now Chandler drops back, and here comes Cole Wilson with help from, that is Zane Rahman, up to the outside again. Greg Cole's not in the battle for the win. Multiple laps down in the 15 car. Going to the inside. Oh, Rahman is loose. Cole's now to the bumper of the 2 of Wilson. Rahman to the outside, backs up Johnson. Here comes Max Stiffy. 2 laps to go in Daytona. Will they make it back around to the white flag? They still got a whole lap to do that. Could be difficult. Chandler currently 4th in line, 3rd in the race. He's to the outside now for 2nd place on the 12 of Diffie. He's going to have a good run heading through 1 and 2 again. There's Donovan Hogan on his bumper. Big shove down this back straightaway. To the inside he goes on Wilson. But no help behind him. Donovan Hogan just shoving that 2 car. And now he goes low. Hogan trying to take the lead. Johnson going with him. Back into 3 and 4 they go. What a run. Donovan Hogan to the lead. Johnson 2nd. Wilson a 3rd. We're going to see the white flag this time by 1 lap to go in Daytona. Final laps underway. Oh, Hogan's got a pretty good lead. Doesn't want to see that. Now to the inside goes the 2 of Wilson. Outside goes Holes, a lap down. 1 and 2, they go for the final time. Hogan, where is he going to go? Car blowing up on the inside. Holes, of course, a lap down. Doesn't matter. Oh, he's going to get turned. And they're crashing. There goes Chandler. A massive crash happening. Leaves 4 or so cars with Johnson leading. Back into 3 and 4 for the final time. Zane Roman's got to run. Where's he going to take it? He goes outside. He's trying to get there. Final time for the trial. Roman is there. Here they come. Zane Roman to the outside. Zane Roman's going to win. Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. Zane Roman wins in Daytona. Can you believe it? Wow. And a massive crash happens behind them. What a win. What a first ever win for Zane Roman, your winner in Daytona. Cars crashing across the line. Oh my God, there's Benton, there's Chandler. He gets destroyed. What a day for the driver of the 1, and what a way to kickstart his week. Zane Roman, your winner in Daytona. His first ever iCar Pro Series victory happens at the World Center of Racing. What a race. I mean, this is such a great story. Zane Roman runs one of the smallest teams in both Xfinity, where he's full-time, and of course the part-time cup organization he has with Max Diffie. They're usually towards the back, small team, just trying to make what they can, and comes out and wins in Daytona. That has got to feel so good for him. Getting to burn it down at the World Center of Racing after winning the iCar Pro Series race here. What a win for Zane Roman, his first ever iCar Pro Series victory. There's his teammate Max Diffie to come congratulate him. Fantastic day. This whole organization. They could not have asked for any better. Team's first ever win in any NASCAR Racing FedEx League affiliated race. And it's Zane Roman going to victory lane, makes his way through the chaos, makes a great pass on Johnson there. Timed the run perfectly. To the outside he goes and will win this race. We'll look at all the finishing results, what happened there in the final lap, of course, and more. The post-race show in Daytona, with Zane Roman going to victory lane for the first time in his career. What a win it is for him. Zane Roman wins at Daytona. What a win it was for the driver of the 1 car. All right. Still there with his teammate. Let's go take a look back. What happened to cause this whole thing? The final few laps here at Daytona definitely did not disappoint. Just going to go all the way back from the white flag and just take a look. White flag underway. Final lap. There goes Wilson to the inside. Makes a huge move all the way below the double yellow line on Donovan Hogan to take the lead as they head through 1 and 2. There's Chandler at the outside, giving the 15 a big shove. Are blowing up at the inside. And it all starts. It was, Chandler just turns the 15 into the Cole Wilson. He goes, I thought Chandler almost had a save, just gets hooked by Maxi Felipe. Oh, big shove. Big hit down the back straightaway. Everyone saves it behind him. There is iCar. And let's look up front. Let's watch this run with Zane Roman. What a run it was. Got a huge run on William Johnson. Johnson tried to do everything he could to block. Outside he went. Roman, though, to the outside, finds a hole. Nothing Johnson could have done. And will lead, almost gets turned by the 88. And Hogan finishes second. Zane Roman goes to victory lane for the first time in his career. What a win it is. Taking a look back at that whole mess that happened on the backstretch. It's right along with Max Diffie through this crash. big hit all around from the 12th car. Cameron Chandler. Chandler finished 7th. Still does capitalize on Matthew White's issues, who, of course, finished with the DNF. Look from the blimp. All come together there. Let's run along now with Zane Rahman to see how he just got through all this chaos to take victory. He was running 8th on the final lap and ends up with the win. My goodness. Can't ask for any better than that. Let's look along with the one. Final lap's underway. This is the final lap. Running 8th. First of all, has to make it through the chaos. Does and has the most momentum of anyone. Passes Hogan for 2nd, and now is right on the bumper here of Johnson. Through 3 and 4 they went the final time. And of course you can just see that run building. Johnson did everything he can, blocked outside. Finally just Zane Rahman got there and he couldn't block anymore. And he pulls outside, clears him, almost gets turned by him, and will win this race. What a win it is for Zane Rahman. All right, that'll do it in Daytona. Man, what a way to kickstart the 2nd Daytona week in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League this season with the iCar. Did not disappoint. And we're going to have post-race interviews coming up from the World Center of Racing. What a day in Daytona. First of all, going to have your winner, Zane Rahman. What a win it is. Zane Rahman, what a win. You made it through the chaos there to grab your first ever iCar Series victory. What an impressive win it was as well. Passing Johnson there down the front straightaway for the final time. Take me through that final lap and how good it feels to be an iCar winner now.
Oh my God, Ethan, it means so much to me. This is my first career win, especially for this. So I'm really proud of what this one team has done for me. I mean, months ago, I thought I wasn't capable of doing this, but here I am today. I won my first race, so I couldn't be more prouder of myself. And I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, the SB Colt. Of course, they're not a real Colt, but they've supported my journey all the way up to here, and I'm really proud I managed to get them a win, and as my first as well.
So, of course, huge victory to kickstart Daytona week in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. I mean, this is just massive for you guys. Of course, I was talking about all day how good Max DeFilippi is at super speedways. I completely underestimated you guys to getting the win tonight. So we got Xfinity coming up next. You and DeFilippi, of course, going to be in Xfinity and Cup these next 2 days. I mean, amazing chance to maybe get another win. Do you think that's possible?
Well, one thing's for sure. Me and Max are going to be celebrating all night long because of this, even if this is just But yeah, can never be more proud of this team, and we'll work to what we got next tomorrow, and also in Cup as well for the both of us.
All right, Zane. Well, big congratulations on your first ever NASCAR or iRacing. My God, iCar Pro Series win here in Daytona. It was definitely an impressive one. Came from 8th on the final lap to win this one. What a win it was, and we'll see you tomorrow night for the Xfinity race in Daytona.
Thank you so much.
All right, coming up next is going to be, we'll see real quick. It's going to be Richard Cherry. Richard Cherry, this is one hell of a race for you guys. You were a lap down at one point after getting crashed. You finish in 4th. I mean, just take me through that insane chaos there in the final lap. What ultimately happened there?
Quiero saludar a mi madre, a mi padre, a Florencia, a Valentino, a Bárbara, a Juan, ¿a quién más? A Cole Wilson, a Cameron Chandler, y a Bill Clinton incluso. I mean, it was just pretty wild. I mean, I have small keen inhalation or fucking whatever. I don't speak English, so I saw smoke. I got fucking wrecked by Max Diff Penny. My car had 4 minutes of damage, but I was crab walking. I don't know even, but P4 pretty good. I mean, congratulations to Saint Rahman, and I just turned hard left, and might as well see this tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow I might win the race or be in the fucking catch fence, I guess.
All right, so anyways, you head tomorrow night to the Xfinity race. Of course, your full time. You won the race, of course, earlier in the season for the season opener in Daytona. Do you think you could go back to back and, of course, then lock up the regular season title, which you're almost just about doing that?
If TJ Moon doesn't send me to the fucking grandstands as a payback, I might as well. I mean, I don't know who else to shout out. I mean, un saludo al Dufel culiao.
All right, not sure what that means, but anyways, Cherry, of course, nice job finishing in fourth, and we'll see you tomorrow night in the Xfinity race.
Me vengo.
Okay. Anyways, coming up next, gonna be Max DiFilippi finishes in sixth. Max DiFilippi, I mean, what a chaotic day for you guys. Your car was destroyed at the end of this race, and you finish in sixth, but your teammate, Zane Rahman, goes to victory lane for the first time in team history and, of course, his history. So, how happy are you for your teammate? And just take me through that final lap, what you saw.
I'm as happy as I can be. Really proud of Zane. He has been a huge part of this team, you know. Ultimately, we both got fired from QM. He was first, and then felt bad, so I got a team that we could all be on, and that's what pretty much started it. And we came a long way, you know. I got a lot of people mad at me in every league I'm in, but came from the back to the front more times than I can count tonight. Really proud of the team and everything. Zane for helping me. Got involved in that wreck with CJ and Brandon Piper, whatever his name is, and then got all that fixed. Then me and Zane came together on the backstretch, which hooked me head on into the wall. That gave me 4 minutes of damage. Got a lot of that fixed. Was up there in the top two for the win on the last lap with 2 minutes of damage, and you know a car laps down decided to ruin that. So don't know what he was doing, but not very smart to do that to the leaders. So I'll remember that one for a while, and don't worry, we'll get them.
So, of course, we head to the Xfinity race tomorrow night. Maybe just a bit of a teaser of what we'll see tomorrow night in the Xfinity Series. Of course, your teammate getting the win tonight. We know how good you are here at Daytona. Do you think it's possible for you guys to go back-to-back as a team, and now you get a win tomorrow night in the Xfinity race?
I hope so. I really like Daytona. I'm a really good super speedwayer, along with my teammate, obviously, and with the help of other people this race, like Payson and CJ and Cameron Chandler, they all helped me get up there multiple different times, and sucks it ended like that. So hope we can do the same tomorrow, just not end up wrecked on the last lap by a lap car.
All right, Max. Well, nice job finishing still in sixth, and of course your teammate with a big victory, and we'll see you in Daytona for the Xfinity race tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Again, congratulations to Zane. I just can't believe he did that. That's awesome. I was so excited for him through all the anger I had. So that's great. Good for him.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, Max.
See ya.
All right, final interview of the night going to be Bryce Benson. Bryce Benson, kind of a, I don't know, interesting day for you guys. You ultimately will finish in eighth. You lost the draft there at one point. And just take me through what happened there on the final lap with that huge crash there on the backstretch.
Yeah, well, for me, I obviously got involved in as a wreck on the front stretch with like a few laps. There was like 5 to go, and was not a caution. So yeah, and I know you guys saw it probably because it was literally I was literally going for the lead and I got turned. But yeah, yeah, it's something that's really frustrating me right now that it wasn't a caution. And I don't really get why iRacing didn't throw a caution. That's why I feel like we should probably have both manual and iRacing cautions on. Like iRacing cautions can be good and bad because sometimes it doesn't catch stuff like that, but also it catches stuff that should be a caution like toward the back that the broadcast might not see. But yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that's frustrating me. I obviously didn't really see what happened on the final lap. I was too far back. So yeah, I don't know. It's just really frustrating. But yeah, yeah. I think we executed pretty well this race until we got taken out. But yeah, well, we'll just see what the rest of the week has to bring.
So, of course, Xfinity is tomorrow night. Will we see you in that race tomorrow? One of your maybe select Xfinity starts before the Cup race?
No, but I'll be doing the Cup race, obviously. I can talk about the Cup race if you want.
All right, so of course, the Cup Series coming up, regular season finale. You guys, of course, we're sitting third in points a little bit ago. Now you're all the way back to P6 in the standings. Basically out of contention for any playoff points. You're too far back for that. So I mean, it's been pretty rough as of late for you guys. Do you think you can maybe turn it around in Daytona?
I mean, there's a chance. I mean, I don't know. Daytona, I feel like I either get like a really good finish, like I either like win or I get wrecked, and yeah, usually it's getting wrecked, but okay, that voice cracked, but usually it's getting wrecked, but sometimes I'll sometimes get the win, and I mean it's just kind of almost just it's almost like gambling, like you just don't know where you're gonna get, and yeah, we'll see how that goes, and yeah, we'll carry momentum into the playoffs. And also, if you're curious, the next Xfinity start is Vegas, so yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the Cup race.
All right, Bryce. Well, still nice job finishing in 8th. Not bad at all. And we'll see you on Thursday for the Cup Series Daytona regular season finale.
Yep.
And that'll do it tonight. We hope you enjoyed the iCar Pro Series. What a day it was all around. My God, Zane Rahman gets the win. Great first career win for that whole organization. They're going to have fun celebrating that one probably. But that'll do it for the iCar Pro Series in Daytona. Of course, tomorrow night is the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series. Season number 4, Daytona regular season finale. Don't want to miss that one coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern Time like usual on Wednesday night. So, on behalf of all officials, team owners, commentators, drivers, everybody all making this league what it is, we'll see you tomorrow night for Xfinity. Good night in Daytona. We'll see you tomorrow.